Hi everyone, it's Laurie Blomer here. It is Sunday, February 18th, 2024, and I'm here for this week's card pull for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration. Every week I pull a card just to provide some opportunity for reflection on your experiences as the week plays out. It's not intended to be predictive, although you might find that the message in the card is somehow related to something that's going on in your life. I think generally speaking, we always have lots of things going on in our lives, so there's an opportunity to anchor the card in something that's happening to you. But I think it's also, most oracle card decks and also tarot decks are really intended to elevate us, to help us learn and grow as spiritual beings. And as such, sometimes the cards can be a little bit direct if it's an area that we need to reflect upon more than we are. To that end, I'm using a deck that I've used before. Every so many months I pull this one out. I like this one, Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose by Sonia Choquette. I like this deck because it offers sort of simple imagery and simple messages, but they're direct. And sometimes I call this the tough love deck because it makes me think of things that I might not want to think about, but I probably should, for continuing on my soul's path and also just continuing to grow as a person. So, going to pull a card. I'm going to share with you what jumps out to me. You're welcome to use that as a point of reflection for yourself, but more importantly, I encourage you to think about what resonates with me, with you, rather. You know, how does this speak to you in your life? How might this be an intentional, a helpful and intentional point of focus as you go through the week's experiences? So here we go. I'm going to pull the card that my thumb lands on, having shuffled and really connected with the energy of the request. And the request, by the way, I always set the intention for pull any cards, I always set the intention. And the intention this time is to pull a card for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration that will be beneficial for both me and anyone who's watching this video. So I baked that in. All right, I'm going to pull the card that my thumb lands on, and it's this one. And the card is Grieve Your Losses. I think we've actually seen this one before, actually. If I go back on my history of pulling these weekly cards, we might have seen this. And it's funny. This is very interesting. Because it looks like on one hand, there are a couple messages here, but this is what jumps out to me. First of all, the energy of 44 is significant to me. There are a number of interpretations for numbers, but for me, I'm thinking also we're in an 8-year numerologically, and if I put the 4 and 4 together, I have 8. And one of the things I think of in an 8-year is be careful what you focus your energy on, because it's more likely, numerologists would say that's what you're more likely to manifest. So getting into the proper place of creation is getting out of our own way, and certainly grieving is one of those things that can cloud our ability to focus on what's right and what's good for us. So that's one thing I personally am going to take away from this is where are my thoughts pulling me down a path that is not constructive and helping me to create and manifest the life that I want, the goals that I want to achieve, and so on. But it also, so I feel on one hand, you could say the card means, well, get over it. I don't think it means that. I think it means we have to acknowledge what's no longer here. And it's funny because last week we pulled the death card. Well, I pulled the death card, which is about something that must end, must go away in order for us to move forward. So it might be I let go of something or someone or something or someone went away. I have to give myself some time and some space to sit with that and to grieve it. And anybody who's been through grief of any kind knows that it's not a linear process. It can take some time, and it benefits us to get support and help through that. But I think this also means, she's looking through a window, and she may be looking back, but she may also be looking forward. So I look at windows and doors and things like that and cards as kind of representing portals. She is looking out. She's not looking in a mirror. She's looking out the window. So she could be pondering, saying, what's my next move here? Okay, something's gone, but what else is out there for me? So she's looking forward. She's looking to something. Granted, the glass in windows reflect back at us as well. but they also, I'm looking at a window right now, enable us to look forward. So I look at this as saying, do what I need to do in order to let go of the loss I need to let go of, because I need and I want to move forward with my life. So what work do I have to do now in order to move forward and create anew and have a new beginning? So it's interesting to me how this talks to the death card. And if you're curious about the death card, take a look at last week's video and talk a little bit more about that. So anyway, this is direct feedback. It is not tough love, though. Grieve your losses is an acknowledgement that grief happens and that we do lose things and that we can't really move forward until we find a way to do it constructively and move forward out of grief. Simple as that. Anyway, I won't make too fine a point on this. I think you guys get the point. Lots to ponder. I think it's very helpful. I'm curious to hear how your week goes. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to work with you. My name's Laurie Blomer. My website is laurieblomer.com. My email address is laurieblomerpsychic@gmail.com. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, inspired, and empowering week. And above all, look forward. Look forward. Thanks for watching.